This is my 2015 3.8 liter Genesis Coupe, and I put a turbo on it under 2 months ago, and the engine blew after 1,484 miles. I was running 6.5 pounds of boost, 8 pounds of peak boost once I got converted to ethanol. And when it blew, I was at 77% ethanol. I had it installed at 28,100 miles. Had I to do this all over again, I would have yanked out the stock motor and sold it as a low mileage motor to offset the cost of the built motor. Because the built motor is going to cost about $17,000. It's $5,000 to take the motor out, put the new motor in, and about $12,000 for a built motor from MT Motorsports.
I even performed a compression test on the motor before putting the turbo on. The compression test was supposed to be able to determine the condition of the motor. I was told my motor's results were excellent because each cylinder was 160 psi or more, and all 6 cylinders were within 10 psi of each other. But the motor blew anyway, so I'm not really convinced that this test is very meaningful and maybe not worth $180. When I told TurboKits.com what happened, they were shocked. When I told car tuners what happened, they were shocked. Who wasn't shocked? Travis from MT Motorsports, because he's the guy building the motors for the people whose motors fail. He told me he has heard of many stories like mine where the engine fails in only 1,000 or 2,000 miles after a turbo install, or even other non-turbo upgrades. He said the pistons and connecting rods especially are weak in these motors. That is the reason Travis has engineered and forges these pistons from a single block of aluminum. Everything Travis sells for these motors is an upgrade to the stock components. Before my motor blew, I didn't appreciate the real potential for these motors. Here's the invoice for the internals for the motor I have currently being built by a collaboration between Travis at MT Motorsports and car tuners. It came out to be about $10,300, and that's just for the internals. That does not include the block or heads. I made this video because I wish I would have been aware of 2 things before I even got started. Number 1, the significant risk of blowing a 3.8 liter motor even with the modest boost levels on ethanol, which is supposed to be safer because of the high 100 to 105 octane rating. Second, that MT Motorsports offers improved parts for these 3.8 liters that is the result of years of engineering and testing. So in the long run, I think I'll be much happier with the car, and I'm definitely excited to put it all of Travis's internal engine upgrades in it. I just wish I would have been able to sell the stock motor before putting windows in it, which I'll show you that video next. And if you want to see how my new build goes and the key things I learn along the way, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be making a ton of videos on this, because I wish I had done more videos previously on the turbo and other upgrade installs.
So when we lifted in the air, we noticed that there was obviously a leak. Checked your oil filter. This is tight. Your drain plug is tight. And then when I came over here and I looked, if you look under here, there's a giant hole right here. I think you got that on there.
Moly. Wow.
Yeah, and then if you come to this side and you look between the rack right here, and there's a crack right up in there. I don't know if you can get it good on camera. You can see it. You can.
I can see it. I'm trying to get it to focus, but here, I'll zoom in. Right there. Yeah, that crack is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So obviously you're leaking oil from there, and then you're definitely leaking oil from in there. And I don't know. It looks like you. I don't know if you got a new oil pan recently or something.
No.
No. But those are the only things I noticed. I can't really tell if there's any more cracks anywhere. There might be one on this side too, but I'm not too sure. It's kind of hard to see. But yeah, this is your whole oil pan right here that leaks to your transmission.
So, can you replace those parts without replacing the whole motor?
So this is your lower pan. This is your this is your lower pan. This is your upper pan.
Okay.
The block is actually cracked, so that is, you're probably gonna have to get a motor.
Dang.
Yeah.